we grow up in our gaming life, we start off with Nintendo games. Well, most of us did anyway. Then we moved on to the Super Nintendo. After the Super Nintendo, we have things like the PlayStation, the Game Boy, the PlayStation 2, the PSP, the DS, and every other game console out there. So I ask you this, gamers. When it comes to your gaming life, how do you even begin to pick your favorites, let alone your top 25 favorites? Well, that's what we're going to do this month. As I'm going to take you on a journey, and you'll be able to discover my top 25 video games. Well, I should say my top 25 most memorable video games of all time, and why. Now, saving your data, refrain from turning power off or resetting. Oh yeah, guys. It's time for Startropics. This is one of my all-time favorite games. It's just so good, and sadly it is very, in my opinion, underrated. A lot of people either don't know about this game or they think it's like kind of weird or something. I don't know. But I just really love this game. I still have this game actually for the Nintendo. I still have the cartridge because that's how much I really liked this game. Now, you play as this guy, Mike, and the funny thing about this is that for whatever reason that they had to change the name of the weapon. I think it was for like copyright purposes or something. They had to change the name of the weapon. So it's clearly a yo-yo. I mean, you look on the screen at the very beginning of the game, it's clearly a yo-yo, but they had to change the name of it to a star. I don't know, I think it was, I'm going to say I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it was for some copyright issue with the name yo-yo. Now, why wouldn't they just let them use it? Because it's like a perfect thing. Because back then people were all into yo-yos and everything. Like, make money off of it, why don't you? Because you really, really could. I know a lot of you probably not that familiar with this game at all, but the real basics of this game is that you're playing as Mike and you're the nephew of your uncle, obviously. Duh, that's what a nephew and uncle are, but you have to go rescue him, and then you have to stop an alien invasion. But, this game is just, it's so good. It's so good. The music is good, the gameplay is good. Especially the boss, like, music. I love the boss music. Gosh, what can I say about this game? We used to play this, like, I want to say so much, that's why I'm asking. We used to play this game so much, and my brother would always, like, beat all the Nintendo games before we could beat it. And this is one of the games where, because they have 3 save files, that I would always keep a save file, like, before chapter 7, I think, and one, like, chapter 8, because chapter 7 is, like, at least I think it was chapter 7, is ridiculously difficult. You have to be on the alien spaceship, and it's ridiculously difficult. And right there you saw, that's probably something, I don't know when it was discovered, but this is an entirely skippable boss. Like, the only one in the game. You take a hit and you can, like, jump past him. But yeah, my brother would always play and beat the games first. And I would always get up to that stinking alien chapter spaceship and die all the time because that whole chapter and the end boss are ridiculously hard to defeat. The end boss, by the way, his name is Zoda. You know, like Yoda, but his name is Zoda. But they, But they, no, that's an annoying sound. Let's not play it. But, yeah, they actually made a sequel to this game, Startropics 2 Zoda's Revenge. It was playable on, I believe, the Super Nintendo. I've never played it, but I've seen it be played, and the mechanics are a little bit different. Like, in this one, you could only go, like, each direction and jump, but in the sequel, you could, like, do diagonal jumps and stuff. Like, that was a little weird to me. I don't know, it just seemed like the story kind of wasn't there. Maybe that's why this game is so underrated, is because, like, the second game wasn't as good. But there's no denying that this first game is so good. What's not to like about this game? It's kind of in the beginning, like, when you had to put your name in and whatever, it's very, like, Legend of Zelda-ish. Like, you have to delete a game and put in your name. Hey, that rhymed. Anyway, you have to delete your name. I mean, yeah, you have to put in your name there. And, it kind of starts off like this, like you're on some kind of map, but then you go into towns and dungeons, and then when you go into the dungeon, it, like, becomes this whole different, like, experience. Like, you're no longer on the map, you're, like, bigger, much bigger than you were, and you have, see, it's a yo-yo, see, you can tell it's a yo-yo. I don't know why they would ever, like, not want to have yo-yo be mentioned, because it's like, that'd be huge. Anyway, another thing with this game too is, oh, what was that black flash? Don't know. Well, anyway, one of the things about this game too is that in the original game, like, if you went and bought it in the store a long time ago when it first came out, it came with a piece of paper, like a legit, literal piece of paper. And there's a part in the game around chapter, oh gosh, what chapter was that in? Like 3 or 4? Where you're in the sub, and they give you the clue or hint that take the paper that that your uncle gave to you and dip it in water, something like that. And that was that piece of paper that came with the game. You actually had to dip it in water, and it would show you, like, the frequency that you needed. Now, back then, there wasn't any Game Facts or IGN or any sort of game help on there. You had to, like, actually talk to each other and say, what is this code? I'm confused on this part. If you bought it used, you're out of luck. Like, what is this code? I didn't get the paper with the game because I bought it used. And that's, like, one of the only games that I've seen do that sort of thing. And even though I said it's underrated, I think it's I think people know that it's a good game, and it's getting some love, because if you are familiar, and you should be familiar, that the Nintendo Classic NES is coming out, and just well, it might be out by the time this video goes up, but the Classic Edition is coming out, and this is one of the games that's pre-installed on that console. And when I heard about that, I was, like, excited, even though I already have the original game cartridge. I'm just excited that this game is, like, gonna go out to so many people, and I hope that people play it, because this is a really fun game, and it gives you fun power-ups, like the karate chop move boots, which are, like, kill everything on the screen in one hit, except for in the last chapter. But yeah, this is my choice, and I hope you guys really enjoy it, because I know I did. I grew up with this game, and I loved it, and I still love it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you guys for the next day. Bye!